Welcome to our show once again. This is Spotlight Indian River, and I'm Freddie Woolfolk.
And I'm Gregory Simpson.
And we have our guest today, Mr. Melvin Baker.
Hello.
Melvin, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
I know it's summertime and relaxation time and just getting everything ready to get back in the swing of going back to school.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I know you have a lot to tell us. I even named this show not to embarrass you or anything, because I really want people to get to know Melvin Baker, because I learned of you a few years back, and from what I've observed from afar off is a very focused young man, willing to sacrifice his time, his energy, his talents, and one talent in particular I know that we have in common. Yes. We are both baritone horn players. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg, you played an instrument before?
I played 6 instruments in high school.
Which instrument was that?
I did the trumpet.
Okay.
I did the French horn.
Yeah.
I did the tuba. I did the trombone.
Oh,
and
wow.
I also did, I forgot what the other one was, but yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So 3 musicians,
wow. Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
All right. Next time we may bring out little instruments and play a trio.
I haven't done that.
Melvin, you still play, right?
No,
I know you say you're kind of weaning away from it, but so you don't pick it up anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, how many years were you on it? About 4?
All throughout middle school, and then I stopped last year. So 7
years.
7 years.
I've only been playing 51.
Oh, that's all.
51 years.
Right.
I started when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And I promised myself that I want to continue to toot my own horn.
Yeah.
Some people, he's tooting his own horn. Well, I can toot my horn and get away with it. But it's a great medium, and I'm sure you pull a lot of characteristics and qualities from the playing of music, because music has everything in it.
It does.
Okay, from foreign language to acoustical science to mathematics, you name it, it's in there. But this is Getting to Know Melvin Baker's show, and I want to yield now and just kind of tell me a few things that you're involved in. I want to mention one before you do that. Melvin Baker was nominated for the AFP Youth Philanthropist Award here in Indian River County, and that was a very stellar night to me. So it was so proud to see you walk across that stage and receive that honor.
It was for me as well.
So how did you feel when you received that award?
I was speechless. It's good to know that you can be recognized for the simplest things you do in the community, and I'm really thankful that in this community I have so many different opportunities with volunteering, and it's just really nice to know that the staff that you volunteer for, they really do appreciate your work, and achieving that award was just really touching for me.
That's great. And what shows, and it really zoos itself within your presentation, whether it's volunteering, whether it's playing in the band, whether it's doing other extracurricular activities, there's a joy and there's a love I can see coming through it.
Yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, it does make a difference. You have to enjoy what you do in order to get the most out of it. So yeah.
Yes, that's fantastic, and I saw your eyes twinkle.
Yes,
I want to really just dig a little deeper. We're going to take a station break. I'm going to come back. I want to talk about one big thing that's happened recently, and give you the opportunity to expound upon that. Okay?
All right.
We're going to come right back after these messages and talk more to Mr. Melvin Baker. Stay tuned.
Since 1951, Globe Life and Accident Insurance Company has been providing families with life insurance protection. $1 covers the first month of coverage, whether you choose from $5,000 up to $100,000 of coverage. First day coverage means no waiting periods, easy to buy, no medical exam, no risk 30-day money-back guarantee. Up to $150,000 of accidental death coverage can be added to your policy. Globe Life makes buying life insurance easy.
Join Marshall Littlejohn nightly at 5 and 9 on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Welcome back once again, and we are here with Mr. Melvin Baker, and Melvin was telling us about the great opportunities that he's been exposed to, and he mentioned the big V, volunteering.
Yeah.
And that's something that I want to hear more prevalent in the vocabulary of our young people, because many young people feel that it's only adults that volunteer, but that's not true. We have at Gifted Youth Achievement Center several youth volunteering.
Yes.
We have youth from all over the United States volunteering. Yeah, right, Freddie, you exaggerated. No, I'm not. We have Epic Mission, who brings in young people from Kentucky, Oregon, Arkansas, you name it, and they come all the way to Florida. It can't be too hard with sunshine though, but all the way to Florida, and they get involved in volunteering there at the Gifted Youth Achievement Center and other areas in the River County. So that's very important. But Melvin said something earlier while he was talking about AFP, how important it was to volunteer and that you enjoy what you're doing. But Melvin, tell us before we move on to the next topic, how did AFP come about? Who nominated you? How did you get that?
Well, I was nominated by Gifford Youth Achievement Center after volunteering over there for quite some time.
And another entity also you volunteer, we incorporate both together?
Yes, and also the Environmental Learning Center, which I've been volunteering for about almost 2 years now. I work at the Touch Tank. Basically, whenever there's guests, I introduce them to different types of marine animals in the tank and also about environmental issues that the world's experiencing today.
Explain that Touch Tank. I got a little leery when you talk about, do you touch the fish or do you touch the tank?
Well, they have like little sea urchins, sea cucumbers, horseshoe crabs. So
you know about it, huh?
Oh yeah, I take the children there all the time.
Water and I are not good friends.
Yeah, I know. Only when you shower. That's about it. That's it. But outside of that, no.
If someone said Freddie Woolfolk drowned, call the police. He did not go willingly. I'm not a water person now.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
None of the animals are capable of hurting any of the guests. It's just, for me, I have a passion for marine biology. So getting to work at a place that's strictly about marine biology, I was all for it. And it's really, really special especially when you have the kids come and their parents, and you're able to teach them something that they have no idea about. And it's really remarkable, especially with the little ones, because they can retain a lot of information. And I think that's an important quality, is to give them the right information. So
they're human sponges. They're there to suck up and get everything they can. And that's again a part of that old adage that what you put in is what you're going to get out.
Absolutely.
So if you know what you put in can be positive to help them, you want to keep out any negative that will cause them to deteriorate. So that's very important. But the AFP award that night, some of the things, what were some of the criteria they were asking of you? What were some of the things that helped you to qualify?
Well, I had to have a lot of volunteer hours, of course, but they also went into my background to see how my academics were. They went through the different types of extracurricular activities I do at school, like band. They went through all that as well. So they did a thorough background check, and I'm happy that they saw me as qualified.
I knew you were qualified. I just needed them to find out. That's very good. We're going to continue to talk, Melvin, because I want to continue to move toward the big event that happened this summer, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to take a break, and don't go anywhere. I have something to expose of positiveness happening right here in our county with one of our students, Melvin Baker. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
See Arts in Depth with Barbara Hoffman, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
We're back once again with Spotlight Indian River, and as you know, this show has a formula, and that formula is to shine a big spotlight on positive things that are happening throughout Indian River County, not just in Vero or Gifford, not just in Wabassa, Oslo, Fellsmere, Indian River Shores, you name it. We want whole Indian River County to understand that we have a jewel. This is a jewel, and not only is the location and geographic layout a jewel, but we have jewel as far as people are concerned, organizations and businesses alike. So we have one of our jewels here with us now, Mr. Melvin Baker, who's sharing some of the great things that he has been exposed to at a young age, that I'm sure at the time of adulthood, you have a resume and a biography that's going to be impeccable. It's going to knock you off your feet. I'm putting you up there because I see those potential, and as Greg often say, as a part of Kids and Hope, which is another program, we are treasure hunters. Absolutely. And as treasure hunters, we are looking inside of you, and we see all kind of treasure, and we want to help you to see those treasures and do anything we can to make sure that your road to success is not hampered. So we're going to get right back onto the biggie. I told you that was a biggie when we came back, and I'm going to kind of yield the next couple of minutes to Melvin, because he's going to give you an overview of a trip that he took, and I'm going to allow him to tell you about the trip, what it fell under as far as who sponsored it. Give it all to Melvin. Melvin, tell us about this impeccable, fantastic experience.
Thank you. Well, around the time of middle school was the first time I got invited to go on a trip like this. This summer I got to go on a trip to Australia with an organization called People to People. It was founded back when Eisenhower was in presidency, and he really wanted this program to be kind of like a cultural eye-opener for teenagers growing up in America. So he would take high schoolers and middle schoolers on all these trips across the world just to get their eyes opened into what different cultures are like and how it's different to live somewhere else than rather here in the United States. So my first time getting invited was around middle school, but at the time my mom was really wary about having, a 14-year-old travel by herself. Yeah. So then I got invited at the beginning of back in August. So we went to the introduction meeting where they just give you a basic schedule about what the trip's gonna be like and where it's going to. It was actually held in Florida Tech.
Okay, in Brevard County.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that meeting, that was when the parents, the students decide if they're actually going to commit to the trip. And my mom was just like, if you really are going to work hard, you can go on this trip. Wow. And so after that, I had to go through an interview process. Because they only invite you if you have high academics, high enough GPA. They look at your grade. They do a background check as well, because they don't want any American student traveling to represent, because you're representing your own country.
That's right.
It's a huge responsibility. So I had to go through the interview process and basically ask what would I do in certain scenarios, to talk about organization, different things like that. Then they found me qualifiable. And then after that, I got invited to do different meetings throughout the year to get me introduced to the culture and rules and things like that about the trip.
So they really have a strict criteria that you must meet. They're not going to lower it to you. You have to live up to it.
Absolutely.
And that's very good. Well, what I want to do, Melvin, we're going to take a break. I want to continue once again, once we return, continue to tell us that great road of experience that you were a part of. Okay?
Thank you.
We're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and talk more with Mr. Melvin Baker. Stay tuned.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Marsha.
Hi, I'm Penny Chandler.
I'm Freddie Wolford.
I am Barbara Hoffman.
And I'm Gregory Simpson.
I'm here with Police Chief David Curry.
You're in good company on VeroBuzzTV.com, Vero Beach's local TV station on the internet.
I just love it.
Tell a friend.
We love y'all!
Welcome back once again, and I tell you, we are having a great time here with Melvin Baker, and he's in the midst of giving an overview of his fantastic trip that he took out of the United States to experience something that he had never experienced before. So, Melvin, we are right back where we stopped. Let's start again.
So, after the meetings, our last meeting was in May.
Okay.
So after that, we basically gave our leaders all our passport information. So with the trip, they pair you up in groups. So there was 6 of us from the Melbourne area. That's the group I was in.
Okay.
Then there was 24 from Orlando, and then 20 from Dallas. So in May, we actually met up with the Orlando group. So we really didn't know each other throughout the year. So during that one meeting, we all got with Orlando. We turned in our stuff to our leaders. And then coming in June 10th, we all went to the airport together. We got on a plane, then we flew over to Dallas.
Okay.
Then we went from Dallas to Sydney. And when we were at Sydney, we finally met up with the Houston group.
So how many total met?
So there was about 40 of us total.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there was 40 of us, and we had 3 leaders, but these leaders as well, they went through like a thorough background check and everything, and the leaders were phenomenal. They were awesome, great organization. So in Sydney, we got to tour the city. That was the first thing we did. We went to their tallest building, the Sydney Tower. They call it the Golden Bucket. And around the tower, they have a little skywalk, and we got to go on the skywalk, which was this like glass foot. You know, you're way far up.
Really?
Basically, they had a tour guide over there give us an outlook on the city. Then we did the Sydney Opera House, which was fantastic. It was really beautiful in person. Yeah.
So I have a question, because you had a very good point when I first heard you speak about this. How was the weather? And talk about what it was like to Sydney, Australia in June.
So since Australia is located in the southern hemisphere, their seasons are the opposite. So whereas it's summer here, it's winter over there. Wow. So we actually had to pack like winter clothes while we went over there. I remember, because when we arrived at Dallas, it was like 101, and then when we went to Sydney, it was around like 54 degrees. So kind of a little eye opener as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Another cool thing about Sydney is that it's a very clean city, because Australia is richer than our country. Very clean, no crime, very relaxed atmosphere, and the people are very, very friendly. And I think starting off the trip in that big city where you have that many connections to different types of people really opened our eyes, of how things work over there, how the people are over there. So that was awesome. Then our third day, we went on a full-on experience, which was about pushing your boundaries, getting outside your comfort zone. And we actually got to propel down a mountain. We traveled inwards from Sydney, which was
down a mountain?
Propelled down, straight down the mountain. And it was very terrifying for me at first. But once you do it, just like the program is for, being proud of yourself for doing something you wouldn't do, it was an awesome feeling as well.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit more about some of the food stuff that they eat when we're going to take a break and come back and talk more about that, and just find out how alike or unlike they are to the Americans, okay?
Yeah.
So get those thoughts together. We're going to come back once again and talk to Mr. Melvin Baker, and I hope you're enjoying this overview as we are. So stay tuned. We're coming right back after these messages.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have the spotlight on a wonderful young man today, Mr. Melvin Baker. And Melvin's telling us about his trip to Australia. Melvin, could you please continue to tell us about that fantastic journey that you took?
Yeah, so after the full-on, the best part of the trip was we went to our homestay, which is each of the students got to stay with an Australian family for 2 days, really to get you right in front of the Australian culture.
Wow.
And each of the families that we had a kid our age. So I actually had a kid my age, his name was Oliver, that I stayed with for 2 days. I got to go to a school and everything. And the homestay was really fun because I got introduced to the Australian food. So while we were there, my homestay dad, he would cook me this big barbecue. Interesting thing that they have there is pumpkin. Pumpkin is very popular over there. Now, they don't eat pumpkin like we do for like dessert. They just cook it. They cook it like yams almost and eat it as side dishes. I didn't like it. It was very, very different. Another thing they do is with their burgers, they don't put onions on it, they put beets on the burgers, which was another thing I didn't really like. But you get used to it after a while. I mean, we were there for 3 weeks, so a popular dessert that they have is pavlova, which is basically just this really baked sugar, and then they pile whipped cream on it and put fruit on it. A little too sweet for my taste, but
too sweet for that person.
Just pure sugar. I mean, it was way over the top for me. Yeah, they fixed me a big barbecue the first night. Had the traditional steak, sausages, chicken, kebabs, just full on out. Wow. It was amazing. And then, funny experience was when we were about to go to school. They asked me what I wanted for lunch. And I was telling my family, I'll just fix myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they all looked at me funny. And I was just like, what's going on? And then they were just like, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it turns out they don't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out in Australia. And you know what, that's something everyone here grows up with. Yeah, I mean, just imagine how many peanut butter jelly sandwiches are eaten a day here. And it was just so funny because I actually had to show them how to make it.
So they did have the ingredients.
They had the ingredients. They just never put it together.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Well, now they got the Melvin Baker peanut butter.
Yeah. So it was nice getting them introduced to that. After that, we traveled a lot. We went to Cairns. We went to an island resort where we got to feed dolphins. We went sand tobogganing, kind of like sand surfing. Just you take a board and you sled down this sand dune. It was amazing.
Really?
We got to snorkel around shipwrecks, which was another phenomenal experience.
Wow. Had you ever snorkeled before?
I actually have, yeah.
Okay. That's right. Environmental learning something around there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, we went to Queensland, which was kind of the arid part. That's where the outback is usually at.
Okay.
So we got out of the temperate zone and into like the desert type area.
Okay.
We actually got to stay on a farm, and the farm that we stayed at was 8,000 acres. So it was pretty big. Yeah, it was
huge farm.
Really huge. Yes.
That's almost like a small city.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So anything? What about the kangaroos? That's a thing I would ask.
Yeah, while we're in the outback, there were a lot of wild kangaroo. You see them everywhere. They're like squirrels here. They're just basically all around the place.
Okay. We're going to take another break and come back. I tell you, I get so excited and time passes, but stay tuned. We have one more segment. Don't go anywhere.
When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George. Learn the signs of a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Spot a stroke fast.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Spotlight Indian River. And on this wealthy treasure coast, we have a actual wonderful treasure here by the name of Mr. Melvin Baker. Melvin, like I said, I'm a Kids at Hope trainer, and we believe that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. And you exemplify that. You are definitely capable of success, and we know this. I see you 10 years from now, you'll be the next Jacques Cousteau. So finish up your tour over in the Down Under.
So after the Outback, getting introduced to koalas and kangaroos, we went to Cairns, which is our tropical part of Australia with the rainforest. And my favorite thing, the one thing I was so excited about, was diving in the Great Barrier Reef. Because like I said, volunteering at ELC, I have a passion for marine biology. So we took a boat out to the Great Barrier Reef, about a 30-minute ride. We were just surrounded by coral. And I actually got to dive in the water right up close, all the colors and all the different types of fish. Just, it was
awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was an outstanding experience, and it really fueled my passion even more of becoming a marine biologist. So that was wonderful. So after that whole experience, I didn't think the trip could top it off, but we did a tour of the jungle, which I didn't know that Australia has the oldest jungle in the world.
Wow.
Because it has all 3 types of fossilized ferns that you see in the rocks and stuff like that. So actually just like stepping on, forest that that's been there for forever. Basically, it was awesome. Getting to meet the Aboriginal tribes was another amazing thing, because their culture is a lot different than ours as well. Our tour guide, his name meant crocodile. In his tribe, each person's name stands for an animal.
Wow.
And whatever animal they're named after, that's like their sacred animal. That's their spirit animal. And they're not allowed to eat that animal. So our tour guide, since his name was crocodile, he wasn't allowed to eat crocodile or have like crocodile items near him. And it was just really, really fascinating. So so Cairns really ended up being our last part of the trip. It was about 3 weeks, so June 10th to June 29th, and then I came back.
That's fantastic, I tell you.
Experience.
Did you get a chance to introduce anybody who in that tribe with the peanut butter and jelly?
Oh, no. I have no idea how they would have reacted.
They'll tell you.
Yeah.
Again, they have to be very careful if their names are associated with animals and different things. We don't want to do anything that will violate their religious lifestyle. So that's very good.
I just find it so amazing that you were selected as one of the few students all across the United States of America, correct? And you're right here in our backyard here in Indian River County.
That's a spotlight.
That's a major spotlight. You're truly a star here in the county, and I think you set a great example and set the bar very high for those other students that are your peers and those that come below you. And I will hope that you will always come back and mentor and talk to them and show them that, hey, just because you're in Indian River, just because you're in Vero Beach, doesn't mean that you have to stay here.
If you put the hard work into anything that you do, you're going to get connections from everywhere, because people notice hard work, and that's what's important.
That's why we noticed you.
Yeah.
We saw the hard work that you had put forth. And that's fantastic.
And Melvin is one of our heroes here in Hero Beach. Like we said, we don't call it Zero Beach, we call it Hero Beach. Absolutely. Right. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you all for coming with us and sitting with us today for our show on Spotlight Indian River. And we want to give you a round of applause, Melvin.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
For your special talent, and hard work and dedication. If you have any questions, you can contact myself or Mr. Wolford at 772-794-1005. My extension is 221.
Mine is 234.
And as you always say, Mr. Wolford,
you can either be a part of the problem
or a part of the solution.
We want you to be a part of the solution. Till next time, see you. Have a great day.
Join Marshall Littlejohn nightly at 5 and 9 on VeroBuzzTV.com.